Hello there, lads and ladies. Welcome back to, well, essentially, a Rant video. And you've seen the title. I'm not happy. I'm really not happy. And, notice I've got a tattoo. It's, kind of, to kind of like give a thanks. It's like a little nod to my four cousins over in Australia. Um, yeah, basically it's the triple star. If you face it up this way, you can't really see it very well because of the ink. I'll probably show you in a later update and all that. The four stars represent my two twin cousins and the two eldest cousins, basically. So I'll probably show that off in a later video. But anyway, enough talking about that. So yes, I wanted to come on today and talk about James Bond, the most iconic fictional agent, British agent of our era, basically. I feel like Ian Fleming's name is just being spat on by modern day um, like wokeness, and it's just getting so out of control. Like, I understand like that you want to be able to show equality in your films and all that, but to sacrifice an already iconic character just to get your subject across is not the way to do things. There are many ways women have been fantastic in films. An awful lot of There are an awful lot of strong female role models in films that are strong and are good because of their own characters, not because they've swooped in and basically just gone underneath the other names of great iconic characters. It's like with the whole Doctor Who situation. Jodie Whittaker, fantastic actress. I love her an awful lot of the things she's in. There's nothing against her. What I have against, not particularly her, but more the studio, was that they allowed the situation of Doctor Who, and I'm not even a Doctor Who fan, but I was still disgusted to hear what was going on with that series, because what happened with Doctor Who is that the whole storyline had to be changed around the basis of the current Doctor. Basically, the timeline was warped, things were different, and some reason he's a woman now. I just, what? That doesn't make any sense. And I feel really bad for Jodie because she's a very good actress. I felt like that she saw an opportunity to be part of something big, and I don't blame her for taking that on because that was a very hard role to fill. It's not that the Doctor Who series was bad, it just had, well, I mean, I didn't watch it, so I can't really give like a reasonable judgment on it. But at the end of the day, the story didn't really incline with how classic Doctor Who episodes of past have been, basically. Not because they're all men, but because of how the structure of it was based, basically. And it's the same with James Bond. Like, the actress, yeah, it's lovely that, she's of different race and all that. That's what we want to see. We want to see more, like, diversity within, the studios of Hollywood and so on and so forth. It's nice that we're seeing that more often. It's like the recent Spider-Man game with Miles Morales and all that. Love that. Fantastic game. And I've even watched the animated movie. Fantastic. Like, all of the characters in that were funny, witty, fantastic movie, good script. And even the art design in that, like how they made it so fluid with the comic like look to it. It was so good because it was its own unique narrative. That is such a rare thing to find as originality in our day and age, really, because we're just piggybacking off of like animated classics turned to live action. I don't know whose idea was it to make live actions, but my god, you're ruining classics. You are ruining such good classics. It's like with Attack on Titan. You can't represent Attack on Titan in the real world. It's animated for a reason. It's written down in manga for a reason. Because only in fiction can it be expanded. In real life, you can't get an 18-meter tall freaking giant ass bloke. I don't care how big you are. It's the same thing with the Incredible Hulk. I can't remember the name of the actor who played him, but it's a classic series basically where this very tall gent, I think he was a weightlifter or something like that, very tall, roughly about 7'1", something like that, basically played the Hulk. Although for that you do need to have a realm of unbelievability to it. It's like with the recent one with well, not recent. It's like back in 2007. I might be getting the years wrong with Eric Bana. Eric Bana, love him, great actor. He's brilliant. Um, excuse me. The fantastic thing about him was that he was able to bring to the table the emotion of Bruce Banner whilst still struggling with the anger that flowed through the Hulk basically at the time. That showed the differences between the actor and the job that he was put in basically. Whereas with James Bond, the new actress who is playing, well, in my case I like to call her Jamie Bond, although she's probably called Jane Bond for all I know. I mean, I won't know, I won't be watching it. But I will be checking reviews, and there's going to be an awful lot of hate, unfortunately, for the poor actress. I do feel for her, really, because I feel like she is trying to like break the mold, but I feel like this is the wrong way of doing it, really, in a certain sense. And that really annoys me as well. I talk with an awful lot of my mates, and most of them female, and even the women are jumping on board. They're like saying, why are you making Jane Bond a woman? And why does she have to be bi? Why does she have to be, like, taking his place? He's James Bond for a reason. Women love a sexy masculine man. That is completely natural, how a man loves a feminine woman. A woman is meant to be an accessory to a man to make him better. That does not make a woman weak. That makes a woman beautiful, feminine, all the traits men look for in a woman, and women too. Like, women don't. What woman would look like a lesbian woman? What would a lesbian woman look at another lesbian woman and think, oh, I like how masculine she is? No, that is the opposite of what they would like. They would like femininity. That is something we are lacking in our day and age, and I cannot understand why something like this is able to happen. I'll tell you why. Money! Money! Money, 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 money. That's all America is ruled by this day and age. Money. It is unfortunate that some of these like smaller studios are getting overshadowed by the giants of Hollywood. It's the same situation with the whole Johnny Depp situation, but I'm not going to go into that because unfortunately Depp has gone through enough pain and turmoil with his horrible freaking ex of a... I'm trying to calm down because hearing that story of what Johnny went through just angers me so, because I couldn't think of a more nicer, sweeter gentleman as Johnny Depp, and he got taken advantage of. Even his wife said that he would never lay his hands on her, even when he was angry. He would never do something like that. He even had evidence to basically prove that he never laid a hand on Amber. Yes, they might have had scuffs here and there, but again, no argument was unfounded or basically done without, say, like just magic dropping out of the sky, basically. What I mean by magic dropping out of the sky is basically like, you know, like an ass whooping doesn't just come out of the sky, basically. Just doesn't happen magically. Something has to happen for an instigation to go on, basically. It's just aggravating, really. It's just aggravating that I'm watching. It's even happening like on like kids programs. How I like used to watch Cartoon Network, and I see my nieces watching Cartoon Network, and then they ask me all these sorts of questions like, "What's with the rainbow flag?" and so on and so forth. And it's understandable because, like, I had my niece come up to me one day, and then say, "Is it bad to be in a relationship with a boy?" And I said, "Absolutely not, sweetheart. Who told you that?" And she went on to explain that her teacher basically is in a relationship with a woman and tried to teach my niece like the acceptingness of same gender marriages and so on and so forth. And I'm thinking to myself, why is this teacher like teaching this to my niece? It was the same situation with what happened in Australia with the poor young boys that were made to stand up in class and to apologise for the other misdeeds that men have done. It just... How can you make innocent boys stand up in class and apologise for the atrocities that men have done over the years, but then not expect the same thing to happen with women? Because, yes, we don't see many things that women have done over the years that are atrocities for specific reasons. There are female killers, there are female rapists. Unfortunately, most of those don't happen due to media coverage mostly being on attacks with men on women. It's like with the whole Sarah I can't remember her name, with that situation basically. Yes, it's unfortunate that she lost her life, and it should not have happened. Like, the person who killed her should have been the protector in that situation, but he was not. He was found guilty and given life. Honestly, he should be buried under the freaking prison. But my goodness, ladies, if we can admit that some, not all, but some of us men are scum on the earth and should be buried under the depths of hell, can you please admit when women take advantage of the system and the situation and put innocent men in prison? Because this is getting way out of hand to the point of where the Western world is falling. You've got woke young girls going into war situations in America, getting themselves killed. So I'm just trying to think about the younger generation when it comes to this situation in a certain sense. Something has to happen in America to make them think, right, what we're doing is just killing our future generation. This is exactly what happened in World War II, where America just sent troops and troops and troops into conflict without any knowledge of layouts of the land, no assistance from outside experts like UK and so on and so forth. They joined very late, so they had no idea on certain situations, on certain conflicts. And America ended up being like the second, I think they were the second highest amount of casualties lost within a world war, basically. It's just, they destroy themselves. Like, America destroys themselves, and it's hard to see, really. It's hard to watch allies of ours do this to themselves. I normally don't go on rant videos, guys, and I know it's not the done thing to do, really, with how our day is, really, but sometimes it just gets so much, really, because I try to tell myself not to worry, because when you worry, you just get depressed and upset, and that's unfortunately the way the world is half the time, really, is that, bad things happen and we have to accept them for what they are, really. But for us to truly change certain things, we have to just think about ourselves in a certain sense. I feel like this is something that schools don't teach children enough, is how to be selfish, because for you to be selfish, it's mainly about protecting yourself first, because if you're out basically trying to help others without helping yourself, it's basically like putting a cement on a building next to you without actually sorting out the foundation of your building, basically, in a certain sense. You've helped someone build their house, fantastic, but then you don't want to rely on false hopes that neighbour is then going to help you build your building. You need to have a strong foundation before helping someone else's foundation out, basically. Yes, it's selfish, but at the end of the day, it's about self-reliance in a certain sense, and that's where the whole stigma from men comes from, basically, is that how women can basically say oh, men are useless and men are trash, and I think, yeah, but can you really say the same when your taste in men is trash? And also the amount of inventions men have done over the decades. Yes, we've done atrocities, but we've also done some very great things. You can't knock someone for stuff like that in a certain sense. You cannot knock good deeds when they are valid. That's the whole point of being human, is that we need to accept that there are good and bad things about us. Women cannot live in this world without men, and men cannot live in this world without women. I don't care where you are in the world, America, Asia, so on and so forth. You cannot make it in this world on your own. The sooner you realise that, the better. I don't mean to go off on a rant, guys. I do apologise for this, but I just feel like this has been building and building, and just seeing that James Bond trailer just annoyed me, because it's like they're just shitting on the fan base. It is disgusting to see the hard work that Ian Fleming has put up to just be used for woke propaganda and all that crap. I'm probably looking too much into this, really. It's the same thing with the whole Black Widow situation. I didn't watch that film, but an awful lot of my friends did, because they knew it tied it into the Avengers universe, and that's what we wanted to find out, was the connections between the characters throughout the Marvel universe, because that's what Stan Lee basically wrote. It was a kind of a homage to Stan Lee to follow his work to follow the creation of his own universe that he created, basically. So it was kind of like a little nod to him for us to carry on looking into the universe that he's created, basically. You know, God rest his soul, and so on and so forth. You know, he's just a great writer, a great comic book writer, and it would just be an insult not to follow that. But overall, I've heard from my friends that the movie was meh. Like, it's not like bottom tomatoes score on that site and so on and so forth, but it's not great either, basically. So, you know, my advice to you, if you're going to watch the James Bond film, you know, the actress playing Jamie Bond and so on and so forth, she's probably got some good acting credentials and so on and so forth, but it's just the way the film industry is going, and it's awful, really. I was talking with my mate, and even he said like he would like Idris Elba to be the new James Bond, because that's what I thought to myself when I heard, oh, there's a new black James Bond. I thought, fantastic. There's some diversity finally. Fantastic. It's good to hear. And I thought immediately, Idris Elba is the one actor I'd have play a black James Bond, because he is a fucking handsome, sexy bloke. And even I'll admit that the bloke is handsome and very masculine and a brilliant actor, a brilliant British actor in my mind. He played Luther. He's played this one chap in The Mountain Between Us with I think it was Kate Winslet. I think, yeah, it was Kate Winslet, where they got trapped on a mountain and they fell in love going down the mountain trying to survive together. Basically, very good film, good book as well. Might have reviewed it on this channel at one point, but yeah, you definitely need to watch the film and read the book. It's fantastic. But yeah, that just never happened, unfortunately. Maybe after this, you know, crap fest, maybe we can get a new Bond in, hopefully. Hollywood, if you're listening. If not, get your money out of your ears. Get those monies out of your goddamn earlogs and listen to the fan base. Because if you don't, you're going under. Just like the amount of bull you're going to be pulling yourself out of if this carries on. Anyway, rant over. Thank you all ever so much for watching another one of my videos. And yes, I'll probably speak to you guys in a couple of weeks or so time. I'm just trying to find some good books to review, really. Like, I haven't managed to find that many, although I am thinking about doing the Come We Can't Communicate series again, because honestly, the anime has just been brought out. Well, it's not been brought out, it's out on the 10th, I think, in Japan. I'm going to try and watch that, because it looks so good. It looks so good. Now, see, now, ladies, if you want to be a feminine woman that every guy will drop dead for, be like Komi-san. Be like the shy, very gorgeous, very feminine, very funny Komi-san. That is the waifu we all go after. I'm just telling my boys. You be honest with me. You honestly wife up Komi-san in immediately. I would definitely wife up Komi-san, but in this day and age, modern women, nah. I'm not all for marriage. Marriage these days is just a contract. It's just a contract. There's no point in vows and so on and so forth, because that's technically what vows were meant for, to stop certain actions happening between the couples, basically. And you know, it was to set assets aside, basically, from day one for women. So yeah. But anyway, with that, lads and ladies, thank you ever so much, and I'll see you in the next episode. Take care, my friends. My finger.